Hey everybody, welcome back to my unprocessed life. I just got done at the farmer's market and it was a huge bust. It's not the first time it's been a big bust. There have been other times, but this really was, a lot of times I get to the farmer's market before I have to have more stuff so I can make a couple trips to find what I need. But this go around, there just really wasn't, there wasn't anything cost effective. You know, part of the reason for buying things in bulk, in my opinion, is so that you can bypass the a lot of the cost involved with the buying retail, purchasing retail. And so what will happen is that, you know, if I can't get a case of anything cheaper than I can get at retail, then it makes more sense for me to buy retail, even if I go through a bunch of it, because if I'm buying retail, I can be a whole lot more choosy in regards to what I'm going to get. As it stands, there really wasn't much at the farmer's market. I was kind of disappointed. Normally, I will pay about $10 for a case of cucumbers, but this go around, they wanted $22 a case for their cucumbers, and the guy that I normally buy the cucumbers from wasn't there today. You know, most of the time I go on weekends. That's usually when I go, usually a Saturday morning or a Sunday morning. Sometimes I'll go late on a Saturday or late on a Sunday, and that will help too. But this go around, you know, it's a Thursday afternoon, and I guess everybody was ready to close up shop because it started to rain a little bit, and when it did, everybody started to close up shop, and they were like, yeah, we don't, you know, so forth. So the only thing I was able to find was a box of tomatoes, and I think I got a pretty good deal on the box of tomatoes. You know, it's kind of a crapshoot when you're buying produce in I say bulk. One case or two cases isn't really bulk for most people. For most of the people that sell the produce, you know, bulk for them is, you know, 10 or more cases or 6 or more cases or whatever their minimum is. So, you know, when I just buy a case, you know, it's not that much. But I found a case of tomatoes for $13, $14, and sometimes that's a really expensive price, and sometimes it's not. These were slicing tomatoes. Normally I pay anywhere between, I've paid as little as $8 a case, and I've paid as much as $22 a case for tomatoes, depending on season, how the tomatoes looked, whether or not they were organic. It just depends on a number of different factors. So in this particular case, the tomatoes looked really good, I thought, and so they were ripe, they were ready to eat. There's not a whole lot of waiting for them, and they weren't organic. I would have preferred if they were, but normally I get Roma tomatoes, so this time we got the slicing tomatoes, which, you know, I don't know that it makes a huge difference the way that we eat our food most of the time, because most of the time the way we eat our food is we just dice everything up, put it in a salad or a wrap or something like that. So sometimes we'll eat sandwiches. I know that there's some bread at home for veggie sandwiches, so they work better for that than the Romas do. But the Romas are usually more cost effective. This time they weren't, which surprised me. I paid $14 for the slicing tomatoes. I would have paid $18 for the Romas. So go figure. It all kind of just depends on the supply and demand at the time. Yeah. So farmers market, not a huge win today. So I'm gonna head to the local grocery store, Walmart, and grab a few cucumbers to get us through until I can go back Saturday and see if I can't wheel and deal a little bit more. Seems like they like to wheel and deal more on Saturdays and weekends than they do throughout the week. So there's that. And I've got to get some greens. I got to get my spinach for tomorrow. Got to get another pound of greens in. Because we're doing real well with the pound of greens today. We're 4 days into it, and really the only deviation I've had off of staying raw and getting my greens in has been the vegan ice pop that I had today, and I also had some rice wraps. I made a cucumber tomato salad yesterday, and I wrapped them up in some they're like tapioca or rice wraps, like you would get spring rolls that don't get fried. I wrapped some of those up, so I had some of those. So in the last 4 days, I mean, those are the only things that I've had that were not 100% raw, other than supplements. So feeling pretty good about that, all things considered. Okay. Well, you know the drill. If you want to see anything I eat that I don't forget to post on Instagram, go over there to myunprocessed.life. Of course, if you would like to subscribe to the channel, then you'll know whenever videos are coming out. Usually it's 2 videos a day, Monday through Friday, but sometimes it's more. Today's 4 of them instead. So you just never know when you're going to get a bonus, so it's good to subscribe for that. If you like the videos, make sure you give them a thumbs up, give me some Google love, and of course, if you want to email me, please do so at myunprocessedlife@gmail.com. I love comments, so if you have some comments, put them down below. And then other than that, I just want to say thank you once again for spending some time with me. I really appreciate it, and I know that you can get your entertainment and knowledge from anywhere, so it's really humbling to know that you spend some time with me every day. And so thank you so much for spending time with me and hanging out with me here at My Unprocessed Life. I will see you again tomorrow.